Om Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. One must not cherish any desire whatsoever. The devotion of a man who has any desire is selfish. Devotion of a man who has any desires are there. I am devoted to God. I am aspiring for some, my heart is aspiring for something. I may not ask to God about that. Now I am aspiring for tasty food. I may not go and pray. I am doing spiritual practices for attaining God. But deep inside is the desire for something like tasty food. No, I am not going to ask God to give me tasty food. Yet, my heart, deep within me, there is an aspiration. I am devoted to God, and my devotion becomes selfish because of this presence of the desire within. Because desire to realize God becomes a secondary. I am able to experience this world. God is unknown. Realization of God is unknown. Daily, if I realize one God and live, then it becomes a reality. It is there, we as an ideal, not accessible yet to me. This is actually I am able to experience. I have desire, I can experience that, a fulfillment of desires. And some desires are there which is fulfilled at once, like building a house, it ends with it, buying a car, it ends with it, or I am going to do something, a washing machine or anything. Again and again, every day it will not bother me to get in such a washing machine every day. The desire comes and it gets fulfilled and goes away. But certain desires are there, gone persisting, like eating, playing, other physical enjoyments. All these are again and again persisting all the time. Once I eat, next moment it needs cell phone. Go on browsing. Still, once I browsed and kept, it is not gone. Again and again bothers. These desires are going to, and now that constant desire is there, I am not totally able to see God really deep inside. Generally, because of the now and then getting pain and suffering, now and then I express, I want to realize God, I want to get rid of all these problems, transcend the nature and go into the realm transcendental. I want to do that because of the small pains and bondages that I am getting. But desire is something which it's a positive entity, as if I am entertaining. Now that is going to give me lot of pain, and I am not able to dedicate my all to God, because one desire is holding the world from outside. I am covering it, hiding it, or not exposing it to God. If I expose it to God, it becomes a prayer. I want that. Not that God will not give, but you cannot escape from this world. Nor it is a sin to have anything in this world, but it is going to keep you constantly under suffering and bondage. You will get the enjoyment, but behind the enjoyment always stands the pain. As much joy, so much pain in the world and bondage. You have freedom to enjoy, but you are bound by the suffering consequences. You may love me or not, I love you. This is love for love's sake. The thing is that one must love God. Through intense love one attains the vision of God. Intense love is possible when I am not attached to anything. Dispassion, passionate attachment for God, dispassion to the world, but it must be always followed as long as you are conscious of the people around and you are able to recognize them and see that they are with you. Your responsibility to discharge. This responsibility to discharge is an important part which you have to do as an worship unto God without disturbing anything. Through that, he attains God. The attraction of a husband for the chaste wife, the attraction of the child for its mother, attraction of worldly possessions for the worldly man. When a man blend these three into one, the direct towards God, then he gets vision of mother. Husband's attraction for wife, the attraction of child for its mother, mothers for child, and the worldly man for worldly possession. Attractions, three attractions. Now, the husband for wife, the attraction. Now, they are not belonging to each other by any other relationship. The husband was brought up in some other place, some other people. Wife was brought up by somebody, born somewhere else. They have come together as husband and wife. Now, they are not related to mother and child are related to each other. It is child was a inseparable part of this one. But both of these are living entities. I love my child, the child loves me. There is a response. It is responding to me. When husband loves his wife, there is a response of the wife. But it eternally doesn't belong to me, nor it belonged to me earlier. It is not, it's a created bondage, created relationship. The mother and child is a not created relationship. It is a natural relationship. It has developed really. It has come into existence with the birth of child. The child before was a part and parcel of mother. Till birth it was a part and parcel of mother. Now her part has come out as if she has attraction for this. That my own. The husband and wife, I hold her, I possess her. My own sense won't be there. I cannot leave. I don't want to separate. All these are there. But my own won't be there. Like mother having the child. my own naturally. This is artificial created, but it's responding, it's accepting my call. I am accepting her, she is accepting me. That aspect of between husband and wife is the acceptance, holding on, moving together, everything is there. But mother's and child's is mine. And when we come to the worldly man, worldly objects, one is insentient. It doesn't have life at all. I'm holding on to a thing which never belonged to me and belongs to the world. It is going to perish one day or other, perhaps in my own presence, before very eyes of mine. It may perish. So that is not, it doesn't respond to me. I am holding on to it, and it is not holding on to. How different types of holdings you see. How the holdings are there. All the three types of holdings Sri Ramakrishna has given. Whether it is yours or not, you are holding it. Whether it is life or not. Life is there and oneness also is there. Any kind of holding, I am not able to leave it from me. Like that, these three holds are combined. How am I going to hold as my own? God as my own. I can never separate from, like husband and wife. I can never think of separating from him or her. That kind of bondage. My own, I can never separate. And worldly man's worldly possession. I want it. I will not leave it. These three holds, when combined together, each belongs to a different aspect of our existence. Mind, intellect, body, heart. Mother and child is heart. Heart is holding. Husband and wife, the intellect and desires are holding. The possession, its hold is entirely different type of hold. It is physical hold. One is psychological hold. One is heart's hold. So whatever it's a husband and wife are psychological needs. Mother and child is heart's need. Possession is physical need. So whatever level it's working, all holds. Mind is also. Now God, if you hold through mind, through heart and through physical also, then it is a total hold. You have given yourself entirely and holding it. How deep things are there, you see. As we go deeper, how our system is working, how our system is holding. The same thing is turned towards God, attainment of God. Sri Ramakrishna is making it so simple words and giving it. If you open and see each one, it exactly represents what you are within. When man can blend these three into one, his whole being as if, and direct it to God, then he gets the vision of God. All holds are turned to God. Jai Gopal was a man of the world. Was this why the master gave him instruction suited to him? Each has his own place and aspirations. At 8 o'clock that evening, the master was sitting in his room with Rakal and M. It was 21st day of M's stay with Sri Ramakrishna. The master had forbidden him to indulge in reasoning. This is an important. Don't reason, lest your devotion to God will become, you lose the devotion to God. Bhakti gets harmed when you use reasoning. Reasoning is such a thing, if it is according to scriptures, the reasoning will take us to God. Reasoning in the other sense, other than the scriptural way of thinking, it finally dissociates you from the object of seeking. Logic and reason cannot take you to the inner apartments of God, make you some amount of spiritual progress. You will find analysis, vichara, that reasoning is no more reasoning, clarification, removing the doubts, knowing the things, cognition, introspection, all these are permitted. Reasoning will slowly take you to the reasoning. If there is God, why there is suffering? The something unrelated, we are trying to relate. It has no relationship. So man's suffering and God has no relationship at all. Now, the platform is there, or ground is there, floor is there. You are running, it has no relationship with the place or this one. You are running for something. Your running is your part. Whatever be the ground, you are running. Running is not related to the floor or ground. It is meant for it, but it is not related to it. So, that relationship, some person may slip and fall. It is not the fault of floor at all. Your leg was slippery. So, unrelated to each other. One teacher asked a student, it seems, if today is Tuesday, what is my age? Unrelated to each other. The student said, your age is 40. Immediately the teacher was surprised. How do you say this? If today is Tuesday, what is my age was a question. The student 40. Then how do you say this is for my age is 40? On what basis? The question also was on what basis you are asking the. He says, my brother is there, elder brother. He is 20 years and half mad. You are 40 years. Because they are unrelated to each other. So God and man's suffering is unrelated to each other. If God is there, why there should be? If God is there or not, the suffering is there. So He is the creator of His own future. He has created Himself that condition now. So God is an opportunity, like space, akasha, is an occasion for all of us to live. Whether I am using the space for good purpose or bad purpose, the sunshine, I can forge in the sunshine. I can utilize the sunshine for cooking my food. I can utilize it to convert it into electricity. I can use it for warming myself. I can do anything with it. Sunshine is not at all responsible for what I do, how I use the sunshine. Like that, God is not responsible for man's actions. Man has been given freedom to act and experience the consequences, because the world is the world of duality, and law of cause and effect is constantly working. Don't reason. So Sri Ramakrishna used to tell him repeatedly, he tells many times, don't reason, don't reason. Love, love. The reasoning immediately kills love. Many people ask this, I've been doing spiritual practices for so many days. Nothing has happened. Why should I do again? Same thing, I'm getting up in the morning and doing same thing. I don't find any progress. Why should I continue? This is reasoning which is going to harm. Whether something happens or something, I'm going to do this. Now, love for God. Whatever am I doing is out of love for God. To seek Him. See, I love Him. Now, I am not seeking any benefit. Unselfish love must be given. Now my child is there. I cannot be selfish there. I have to give my part to. Why did you give that child? What have you got now in return? Nothing. I did not get it. Why are you giving to that child? If you are not getting anything, why should you waste your time and energy in giving food to or anything to that child? Now the question, reasoning comes into picture. I love it. Now to sustain its life, anything can be given. Daily give only porridge. No other tasty foods or anything. No. So surviving it is not necessary. Even nutritious food is not necessary. But why are you giving these things? You are giving chocolates, this, that, ice cream. Why are you? I love. Their reasoning doesn't come into picture. The reasoning means my love gets hindered. How much of oil am I spending for the lamp? The person is on the deathbed. He is lying down and telling now instead of thinking of getting released from this birth and death, he is thinking of a drop of oil, reduce the lamp. So like that, the reasoning, how the reasoning is going to take us away from God, deprive us of the love for God and love for humanity. Master had forbidden him to indulge in reasoning. Master to Rakhal, it is not good to reason too much. First comes God and then comes the world. Reasoning is a part of the world. In spiritual world there is no reasoning. It is and it happens. Realize God first, then you will know all about His world. To M and Rakhal. If first one is introduced to Jadu Malik, then if first one is introduced to Jadu Malik, then one can know everything about him. The number of his houses, gardens, government securities and so on. For this reason, Rishi Narada advised Valmiki to repeat the word Mara. Ma means God, Ra means the world. First comes God, then comes the world. Krishna Kishore said that word Mara is holy mantra because it was given by Valmiki to Rishi. Ma means God and Ra means world. Here we see slowly Sri Ramakrishna is taking them from reasoning to faith in God. First finish off the task, for again and again man has to be reminded this physical body is given to you for realizing or transcending the nature and going beyond. You have to transcend inner defects, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, ahankara, ragadvesha. All these are failed, internal nature. They are driving you and binding you. You have to get released from these things. Similarly, external nature. And you are sitting with reasoning. Now, you have to have faith and walk. There is no time. That's why Sri Ramakrishna, first God, realize God. Then, what is this world? Everything is taught. Therefore, like Valmiki, one should first renounce the world, renounce everything, and cry to God in solitude with a longing heart. How to do, every step Sri Ramakrishna is explaining. How we hold on to God little by little and leave the world. World to be released, you cannot release. Hold to God and pull yourself like a worm pulling itself up. To hold God and separate from the world. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.